After his grandmother, who had been his only family, passed away, the 9-year-old boy made a bold decision. He decided to travel abroad alone to find his mother, whom he had never met. His mother lived far away in the United States, a place he had never set foot in, but he remembered that his mother sent him money every month. The boy guessed that the address on the envelopes was probably where his mother lived now, so he cut out the address and carefully hid it in his clothes. The only thing he could bring was a photo his mother had left him. With that, the boy took all his savings and set off on a journey to a foreign country. He had to find his mother within 5 days, because every Sunday, his mother would call him to get into the United States from Mexico. Callie had no choice but to risk it and look for a smuggler. The smuggler promised that for just $1,000, he could get Callie across the border. Soon, Callie was in a car heading to the US. As they neared the border, the driver suddenly stopped the car, partly to collect the fare from Callie and partly to figure out how to avoid inspection. The woman opened the back seat. It was a hidden compartment specially made for the boy. It was so small that only one person could lie down, and even breathing was difficult. But to get into the US, Callie gritted his teeth and squeezed inside. He could only come out once he crossed the border safely. The car started moving again, heading toward the United States. Before long, the boy was sweating heavily from holding his breath. Luckily, when they reached the checkpoint, the officers checked the car carefully and didn't notice anything unusual. The vehicle was soon allowed to pass. Suddenly, an officer found that the car had a violation record. No matter how the driver explained, or even offered to pay the fine immediately, the officer insisted on towing the car. It could only be retrieved the next morning at 8 a.m. after the fine was fully paid. At this time, the boy was still hiding inside the car. He didn't dare make a sound and had to go along as the car was towed away. At that moment, all he could do was leave it to fate. The boy stayed in the cramped space until late at night. When the lot was empty, he quietly climbed out and checked to make sure no one was watching. He retrieved his luggage and ran off. But in his panic, he didn't notice that all the money he had carefully saved had fallen on the ground. The next morning, he went to the station to buy a ticket to Los Angeles, but the ticket clerk saw his age and refused. Without an adult, a child could not buy a ticket alone. Just as he was about to ask someone at the station for help, 2 police officers walked by. Feeling nervous, Callie immediately hid in the bathroom. If he was found, he would definitely be sent back to Mexico after the police left. He finally breathed a sigh of relief, but the problem remained. He still needed someone to help him buy a ticket. At that moment, he met a man in the bathroom. Callie offered that if the man helped him buy a ticket, he would pay $100. The man agreed immediately. The boy quickly opened his backpack to get the money, but found it was gone. He searched back and forth in the station, checking everywhere he had walked, but still found nothing. Clearly, the money had fallen in the parking lot. With no other choice, Callie offered another $100 to have the man take him back to the parking lot. But after asking around, he learned that the car had already been taken away by the driver. Callie couldn't accept it. All his money was gone. But the fact was clear. The car was gone, and his money was nowhere to be found. Hearing this, the man immediately changed his attitude. He felt he had been tricked. Without hesitation, he took Callie to a remote place. The boy was dragged out of the car. Local traffickers quickly checked his body and soon made a deal with the man. Just like that, Callie not only failed to find his mother, he became a tool for someone else to make money. He was taken to a farm where every day he had only one task: picking ripe tomatoes alongside adults. All the workers there were illegal laborers from Mexico. It wasn't long before the police came looking. Upon hearing the news, Callie panicked completely. The workers scattered in every direction while the officers chased after them. Before anyone spotted him, Callie quickly hid in a secluded place. Only after everything went quiet did he cautiously come back out. That was when he noticed another man who had also managed to avoid the raid. The man looked cold and distant. Without saying a word, he turned and walked away. Callie didn't know the area, and he had nowhere else to go, so he quietly followed behind the man. The man clearly didn't want company and bluntly told him to stop following him. Callie had no choice but to leave, but before he got very far, a few thugs by the roadside started targeting him. The men slowly closed in around him. Just then, the stranger stepped in and scared them off. The man's name was Enrique. He seemed cold on the outside, but he wasn't heartless. When he heard that Callie planned to walk all the way to Los Angeles, he immediately lost his temper. It was a journey of nearly 500 miles. Even driving would take a long time, and with dangerous people everywhere along the way, a kid like him could easily end up in trouble again. Enrique believed the safest place for Callie was the police station. destination, but Kali knew exactly what would happen if he went there. He would be deported, so he insisted on continuing the trip alone, unable to change his mind. Enrique reluctantly kept the boy with him for the time being, but neither of them had any money. They could barely afford food. To scrape together some travel money, they took temporary jobs at a restaurant. That night, Kali suddenly told Enrique that his father lived in the same city, but he had never met him and had no way to contact him. Hearing this, Enrique became interested. He figured that if they could find the father, maybe the man could take Kali to Los Angeles himself. But Kali felt no connection to his father and didn't even want to meet him. The next morning, Enrique tracked the man down anyway. Kali's father was working as a salesman in a shopping mall. Kali reluctantly walked into the mall. When father and son met for the first time, there was no emotional reunion, only the awkwardness of two complete strangers. His father had abandoned his mother before Kali was even born. That only made the distance between them feel greater. An uncomfortable silence stretched between the two. Kali didn't ask for much. He only wanted his father to take him to Los Angeles to find his mother. After hesitating for a while, his father finally agreed. They arranged to meet at the restaurant the next evening at 7, but Kali waited until late at night, and his father never showed up. The truth was obvious. He had been abandoned again. Kali finally stopped fooling himself and stormed out with his backpack. He still held onto a tiny bit of hope, but when he looked around and saw nobody there, that last bit of hope completely shattered. Kali lost control of his emotions and slammed his backpack onto the ground. All the anger he had been holding inside exploded at once. Enrique followed him outside, but he didn't know how to comfort him. Kali completely broke down, asking why neither of his parents wanted him. This time, Enrique's heart softened again. He made up his mind to personally take the boy to find his mother. That night, the two boarded a bus to Los Angeles. During the ride, Kali pulled out a photo of his mother. It was the only memory he had of her. He complained that she had never truly been part of his life. Enrique told him that his mother had left the country to work so he could have a better future. Instead of spending her life picking tomatoes on farms, running from immigration officers, or washing dishes in exchange for a meal, she chose the hardest path possible. Kali fell silent. For the first time, he finally understood why his mother left. After a long night on the road, the bus finally arrived in Los Angeles. But when they followed the address on the envelope, they found it was only a self-service post office, not his mother's home at all. Just as both of them felt down and low, Kali suddenly remembered something. Every Sunday morning at 10 o'clock, his mom would call him from the same phone booth. She once told him there was a Domino's pizza near the phone booth and a painting on the wall around the corner. If they found that phone booth, they would definitely be able to wait for her. This clue filled the boy with hope again. He pulled Enrique along to search little by little through the city, but the city was just too big. A whole day went by, and the two were totally worn out. Yet they still found nothing. Even Kali himself started to have doubts. He thanked Enrique for taking care of him these days. He decided to give up the search and go back to face reality. But Enrique comforted him and told him not to stop right now. The two made an agreement to keep searching as soon as dawn came the next day. Early the next morning, Enrique woke up on a park bench. He left to buy breakfast. Just at that moment, a police car drove into the park. Two officers got out of the car and woke up Kali, who was alone there. The boy's reaction immediately caught their attention. The police planned to take him back to the station. Kali looked into the distance and saw Enrique coming back with breakfast. Afraid of being deported, he avoided eye contact and quietly walked the other way. The officers held the boy back and wouldn't let him leave. The sound of the argument not far away caught Enrique's attention. After a moment of hesitation, he turned around and ran back. Enrique shouted loudly and threw what he was holding at the police, successfully drawing their attention to himself. The police immediately chased after him. While running, Enrique told Kali to run away quickly. Kali stood there watching him, but finally turned around and fled. Enrique was soon pinned down by the police. There was only one thing waiting for him, and that was being deported back to his country. But at this moment, he didn't care anymore. Seeing the boy escape safely, he finally felt relieved. Kali ran as fast as he could forward and didn't stop until he ran out of strength. Right then, he looked up and saw the wall his mom had mentioned. At the corner near the pizza shop, the painting was clearly right there. Everything was exactly as his mom had described on the phone, and next to the phone booth, a woman was standing there. Kali called out excitedly. It was the mother he had been looking for all along.